to go live, but I thought, let me just jump on. Obviously, the small matter of a Europa League final tonight, Manchester United versus Tottenham. And guys, back in the car again. I'm back in the car. So it's been a little while. Since I've been back in there, and as I said, man, small matter of a Europa League final, and you know, I think this is going to be for Manchester United in general, the biggest game in years in terms of the future of the club. And as I've already mentioned to you guys before, for me, it doesn't really matter. For me, the manager, I think I would respect Ineos a lot more if they just make, the decision regardless of what happens tonight. Big up to British, big up to reluctant killer now. Okay, reluctant killer, no more reluctant gamer. Big up DXR, big up Sham, big up my mods each and every time, guys. As I said, I wasn't due to come on, but I thought, I want to just do a quick little stream before the big game tonight. And as I said, I will be live, doing a live watch along. So if you guys do want to join me, and we'll go through the game together. By all means, man, make sure you come through, guys. So, guys, what do you reckon? What do you reckon the score is going to be? Because, having seen that Lenny Yoro and Diogo Dalot are in the squad, I know Xerxes part of the squad now as well. But to be honest with you, I don't expect Xerxes to feature. I think, if anything, if Xerxes does play, I think we're probably looking at Xerxes playing the last, I would say the last 15, 20 minutes, depending on how the game's going. But I don't expect him to definitely not start the game. That's for sure. I think the fact that Lenny Yoro and Dalot are there, I think it does make United's defence, a bit more sturdier now, a bit more confidence in that. But I just don't know, guys. I don't know. I think Tottenham, obviously it'll be their first trophy in 17 years if they win. And as I said, Postecoglou has it all to prove as well. I know, as DXR says, winning is in United's DNA. I agree, but I don't know. I don't know. And the funny thing is, United have been unbeaten the whole way up until this final, and trust Man United to get beat when it matters. DXR's going 2-0 United. I'm gonna say, because Tottenham score goals, I'm gonna say 2-1 United. I'm gonna say 2-1 Tottenham. I think it's gonna be 2-1 Tottenham, because Tottenham score goals, and I think that defense of what they have, I think that's gonna be the foundation on what they do tonight. I believe, Guys, let me know your score predictions. Big up yourselves each and every time. I'm going to say 2-1 Tottenham. I know Lenny Yoro and Dalot are back, but they're not going to be match fit. And again, I don't know whether both of them players start the game. And I think if Lenny Yoro starts the game, or if both of them start, I think I see it being a tighter game. But I think those two won't last the full 90 minutes. I don't believe anyway. If they start on the bench, I think Tottenham go for it. I think the first 20 minutes is going to be key. I can see both teams going for it, and I think if there's an early goal, I can see that team being in the ascendancy for me, for sure. British says, who's my favourite player? I don't have a favourite player. I have favourite players. If I'm saying three players, for me, Ronaldinho, R9, the real Ronaldo, and Messi for me. But there are a few others as well. So Ferdinand Edger4 says 2-1 Spurs. That's exactly what I'm saying. I think Spurs are going to score. I think Spurs score. I know they're missing some creativity, but I think the way Ange sets them up, I think you're going to see an end-to-end game. I believe, and I think Tottenham have more capabilities, I believe, in getting a goal. But Who knows, guys? Who knows? It's going to be a good game. That's one thing's for sure. But as I said, guys, I will be live, at 7:45 doing a live watch along. So if you guys want to join me, as I said, 8 p.m. kickoff, come through, get involved in the chat, and let's watch this game together. And hopefully we can get a positive result for Man United. But as I said, I'm not confident. Put it that way. Should go through some of the chat. So get reluctant killer now says, I think it will be United 2, Tottenham 0, same as DXR. The funny thing is, I think Tottenham are going to score because, as I said, Tottenham have shown this season that they can score goals. It's keeping them out that's been their problem, But I reckon they will score. British is saying Tottenham to win. Big up Jazzo4. So Sham says United have won a few finals over the years, even against the likes of Man City, FA Cup final, but I want Spurs to win. Yeah, listen, Spurs have beaten United 3 times this season already, and again, I know this is a final, so it'd be a different game. But Spurs are going to have the confidence going into this final, knowing that they can beat United. Obviously, United have the confidence knowing that they've been unbeaten. So again, it's all to play for, and again, I can't tell you who's going to win this game. I can't tell you, I think if I'm being honest, I know Man United's heritage, them getting to finals is there, but I think Tottenham, as I said, they will pose a threat. And I think I look at their defense, and I know their defense hasn't been great this season, but I think that quartet of Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, and Pedro Porro, with Vicario in goal, which is their first choice back 5, I can see them shutting United out, because United's strike force ain't great. I know Ahmad's there, and Ahmad can just conjure up something out of nothing. Bruno Fernandes, can pop up with a goal, or an assist. But other than that, I don't think there's too much. I mean, Casemiro's capable of getting a goal. But other than that, I don't see too much worry for that Tottenham defence. But we'll have to wait and see. Big up to Broderick. Yeah, big up, bro, for coming on. Guys, listen, only 5 likes. Let's at least get to 10 likes, guys. Obviously, if you're in there and you enjoy the content, let's just try and press that like button. Obviously, helps the channel to grow. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do as well. I'm just going to go through some of the chat. So Corey W. He's from Pennsylvania. He's going with Tottenham. I think he's surprised that people are going with Tottenham. Big up, Corey. So Sports Prediction says, are you a United fan or just a football fan in general? You know what? That's a great question. That's a very good question. I'll tell you what it is. First and foremost, I'm a football fan. I'm a football fanatic, I would say. I'm someone that has played football to a level. I'm a massive student of the game in terms of, I watch various different leagues. I watch football all the time. I've played, I've coached. My team obviously is Man United. I'm a bit ashamed to say that at the moment. And my other team is Barcelona, but that's a great question because I'm a football fan in general in terms of football. But obviously I do support United, and one of my favourite teams are Barcelona as well. I think the best thing to say is I just love football in general, But big up for your question anyway. DXR says Amorim got a go though, bro. 100%. You won't get any resistance from me on that. For me, he has to go. There's no question about that. And as I said, regardless if United win, regardless if United win the Europa or not, I just want to see Ineos do what's right, and hopefully that happens. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Where's this rain come from? English weather, guys. Rain just coming from nowhere. Last few days has been nice. I'm just hoping it's like a little shower, but yeah, it's not looking good. Especially when you wash your car the day before as well. So, yeah, English weather for you though. So Reluctant Killer says, I think Man United won like 3 cups in the last 5 years. That's good for a poor team, Arsenal struggling to get one. But yeah, again, this is where football heritage comes into it, because this is why the manager, as I keep saying, you know, there's no excuse for how this manager's has got the team performing, because Man United have shown throughout the years under different managers that they can get to finals and win. So regardless if this Man United team do win the final, you know, it has nothing really to go and do with the manager, because the manager's bread and butter is the Premier League season. And you can just have a look at where they are in the league and just know that he isn't doing a good job. So as I said, for me, he has to go regardless. And I agree with what DXR said earlier, you know. So Killer says, bro, this could be 3-3, them penalties. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I think 3-3, I don't see it being that high scoring game. I know Tottenham are capable of getting goals, you know, and United are capable of conceding. And again, Tottenham have conceded a few goals this season as well. But I don't see it being that high of a scoreline, you know, because it's a final. And both teams are going to be cautious to start with, you know. Could it go to penalties? I can see that. But I think, more or less, I think it's going to be a goal in it, I would say. I don't see either team winning 2-0, you know, 3-0. I don't see that happening. I think 2-1 for me, for either team, might be a good result, you know. But who knows? Who knows? Big up to Clyde Davis. Clyde Davis says, let's link up. Listen, if you're a football fan, you know, and you got some good football talk, then obviously I'm open to that, you know. So as I said, if you want to put yourself on camera and we can have a co-stream, you know, maybe your team's someone else, let me know, DM me, and I can get that sorted out, no problem. Big up to Adam. So DXR says, imagine it's a goal fest. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, DXR, I can't see that, man. I can't see there being more than 4 goals. I'll be surprised if I'm honest. I don't see it being 3-3. You know, 2-2. I can hear that, but I don't see it being, you know, a shootout like that. I don't think, because I think definitely United are not good enough for a shootout, and Tottenham, for me, they score goals, but in terms of getting 5 or 6, I don't see that. You know what I mean? But who knows? Big up to Graf Dobro. Is it Dobron Revov? What is that, Bulgarian? Big up for coming on. So Sham reckons it'll be 1-1 throughout, and then Spurs will score the winner in the last 5 minutes. Let's not wish that, man, because there'll be heartbreak, man, for there'll be heartbreak and there'll be jubilation for the opposing fans. But yeah, who knows, man? I think it's gonna be a good game one way or another, you know. But I just think that United need to. I've said I think the lineup will tell me a lot. You know, if he puts the lineup that I think he does, and again, guys, I'll go through the lineup again, and this is not Lenny Yoro or Dalot starting the game. I think if they're both on the bench, which I'd expect because they just come back, then I think he starts with Onana in goal. I think he plays Mazraoui as a right-sided centre-back. I think he plays Luke Shaw as a left-side centre-back. And then I think in the middle is Harry Maguire. Then I think he plays the 2 in midfield of Casemiro and Ugarte. The 2 wing-backs of Patrick Dorgu and Ahmad. I think he plays right wing-back. And then I think he's going to play the 3 of Bruno Fernandes from the left. I think it'll be a toss-up between Mount and Garnacho, and then Højlund as a striker. I think that's what he does. However, if Lenny Yoro and Dalot do start, then I think he plays Lenny Yoro left-side centre-back, Mazraoui right-side centre-back, Harry Maguire in the middle of the 3 at the back, Casemiro and Ugarte in the midfield. I think he plays Dorgu left wing-back, Dalot right wing-back, and then I think he plays the three with Ahmad on the right as the right 10, Bruno as the left 10, and then Højlund as the striker. But that's dependent if Yoro and Dalot play. So he's got if either teams I think he's going to play, but we'll have to wait and see. Guys, this rain is mad. This rain just come from nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Big up to Makim Newham. Yeah, big up for coming on, Makim. So big up to Bartholomew, the adventurer, is in Bilbao. Can't wait. Yeah, listen, man. Massive game. And as I said, it's a massive game for so many reasons. You know, the future of United, what happens from there if they don't win the game. Postecoglou, I think we expect him to go regardless of what happens, you know. And also Ruben Amorim. If he doesn't get over the line, you know, possibly he can't stay for me. So, yeah, decisions, man. And another trophy for United. You know, I'm used to watching United throughout the years winning trophies. So if they win the trophy again, it should be standard, you know. Guys, sorry, man. This rain just coming from anywhere. It's mad. To think I got shorts on as well, man. It's ridiculous. But yeah, as I said, man, it's gonna be interesting one way or another, you know. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So Mackin says, as a Chelsea, I need to see the ultimate crumble for United. Yeah, listen, I don't blame you, Mackin, for thinking that, man. Obviously, you've got the small matter of Europa Conference League coming up. I think I see some comments from Maresca unhappy. I think they've got to play the final in 48 hours after the league campaign against Nottingham Forest finishes. So again, I don't hear no excuses because Chelsea got a mad squad. So, you know, and for me, I'm expecting Chelsea to get themselves in the Champions League against Nottingham Forest, and the Europa League, Europa Conference League, sorry, won't be easy because Betis have got some players in Isco, obviously Anthony as well. You know, that will cause some problems. But I think with that squad that Chelsea have, I think the minimum is they have to at least get a trophy and get top 4, man, for me. So, but we have to wait and see, man. DXR says, a free car wash. Yeah, listen, man, a free car wash, exactly. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not happy, man, because I washed my car yesterday and, you know, I didn't see this rain coming down, man. I should have checked it beforehand, but it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Why pay, man? When it's a nice weather, man, just do it yourself. But as I said, man, yeah, I'm pissed. I ain't gonna lie. Big up Lumi Rain. Lumi Rain says, hey, bro, good luck tonight. I've always had a soft spot for United. Yeah, big up Lumi, man. As I said, I'm not confident, but, you know, I think the best team in the end will win. You know, whoever plays better will win the game in the end, you know. And I think for me personally, I won't have no complaints if Tottenham do win because it's been a shit campaign for both teams. And obviously whoever wins the cup probably would have deserved it in the end. And but I'm more interested in, you know, getting this season out of the way and just seeing what's going to happen next season because there's a lot of work to do. And I'm just sick and tired of seeing the football that I've been watching United play. And hopefully something changes in the summer, man. But yeah, big up, man, because I couldn't tell you who's going to win, but the best team would have deserved it, I believe, in the end. Yeah, big up Killer, man. Listen, don't rub it in, you know, because obviously I know Newcastle ain't great for weather in general, but yeah, the weather here, man, it's just turned. I don't know where it's come from. It's ridiculous, man. Look at it. I didn't think it'd be this bad, you know. It's not a good way to prepare for a Europa League final for me, man, because I was looking forward to some nice weather, you know, just getting prepared, and now we got to contend with this weather. So yeah, it's not good preparation for me, to be honest. But It is what it is. Big up to UTech. So UTech says, where you from? So I'm from England, London. Well, not right in London, but the outskirts, I would say. Big up to Jack Nickerson. So Killer says Chelsea should slap Betis. They should, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really know, because the fact that Maresca's complaining about the 48-hour turnaround, which I can see his reasoning, because you're going into a big, well, I say it's a big game I don't think it's a big game for Chelsea. I think Conference League is probably a minimum for them, but it's a trophy at the end of the day. And again, they could be the first team, I believe, to win all the trophies, which is the Europa Conference, Europa League, Champions League, Premier League, I think Super Cup as well. I think they could win all them. So, but I think Chelsea should beat them. But as I said, Betis have got some players in their team that will cause problems. So, you can see. So Lou Rain says, I have a feeling Mount will be a hero tonight. Well, I think for his sake, he's going to have to be. But do I think he starts? I'm not too sure. I would say if Dalot and Lenny Yoro start, then Mason Mount doesn't start. If Dalot and Yoro on the bench, then I think it's a toss-up between Mason Mount and Garnacho, who might start, because I think he plays Ahmad as a right wing-back, and plays Bruno in the 10. So that's how I can see it going, but who knows? So Killer says, I love rain when I'm sheltered in the car. You know what? Yeah, I know what you mean, but I don't like rain when it's unexpected, because I didn't see this happening, so yeah, but I do hear you. Big up to Ramirez 420. Yeah, big up. Paul Kante says, bun Chelsea. Yeah, well, listen, man, Chelsea are, they're a team, man, that I think in terms of standards, I think they do have standards, really, if I'm honest with you, and that's been brought on by Roman Abramovich, and as I said, from what I'm hearing that Maresca, regardless, won't get sacked if they don't win Europa Conference or get into the Champions League. I'm not so sure. I've heard these reports, but I think when push comes to shove, man, they're not going to put up with that nonsense. I don't think, because Abramovich instilled a standard at that club, where second best wasn't good enough, and I believe if Maresca doesn't get the job done, then I think for sure, man, he has to be on the chopping block for me, Ramirez says, do you watch Liga MX? Is that the second division, La Liga? To be fair, I watch La Liga. I don't watch La Liga second division, if it's La Liga, then yeah, man, I watch that. So, but guys, listen up. It's only meant to be a quick one anyway, because I will be back at 7:45. So again, if you guys are free, jump on at 7:45. Obviously, I'm doing a live watch along for the game, Man United versus Tottenham Europa League final. So yeah, jump on at 7:45. Get involved in the live chat. And again, guys, as I said, if you think Man United or Tottenham, if you think that both teams are gonna be in trouble, whoever loses that game, then again, put that in the chat and let me know. But Patrick Mann says, who do you think's gonna win? So I think Tottenham are gonna win 2-1. I'm gonna go Tottenham 2-1. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight game, I think, but I think Tottenham 2-1. And as a United fan, I don't want to be saying that, but I don't know why. I think Postecoglou has had a terrible season, but he said wherever he goes, he wins a trophy in his second season, and he's on his way to doing that in his final if that happens. So, but I'm gonna say Tottenham 2-1. Because again, I don't trust this manager's lineup. And yeah, I think it's gonna be 2-1 Tottenham. But again, it could be 2-1 United. It could be 2-0 Tottenham. It could be 1-0 United. It could be 3-1 Tottenham. Who knows? But I'm gonna say 2-1 Tottenham, man. But I'm hoping I'm wrong because obviously United need to get a trophy for me and then just sack this manager and go in a different direction. So that's what I hope. But who knows? So the Mexican League. Okay, so like Cruz Azul, their Mexican team. Is it Monterrey as well? I don't really watch the Mexican League to be fair, but I know a couple of teams, and I think a couple of their teams are in the they're in the what's the name, the Club World Championships at the end of the season. I think they're in there. Okay, so Killer's game with 3-2 United. Fair enough. Patrick Mann says, Man U spent the most money on transfers, yet their team is not great. Bad management. Listen, it's been bad management. It's been poor recruitment, poor choice of managers to bring in, including Amorim as well. So yeah, Patrick, I agree, man. It's been a shambles of decisions, man. To be fair, but I'm just hoping because Ineos really, Jim Ratcliffe, they are a slight hope. I'm hoping with because I think what the positives are, the players they've brought in are Yogati, I would say, and the players that they've been linked with, the likes of Liam Delap, who I think's a good player, Cunha, players like that. I think we have to be optimistic with that, but I think personally, I want to see what happens in the summer. For me, start of the season, I want to see what happens with this. For me, I'll take Ineos more seriously, as I've mentioned previously, with them with what they happen with what happens with the manager. With certain players being shipped out and the incomings. And if they do a good job there, then I'll be more positive. Patrick Mann says Anthony worst buy ever. I disagree. Rasmus Højlund tops that for me. Rasmus Højlund by a long way. He cost 72 million, and I think he has 3 or 4 league goals. So, Anthony again wasn't given a chance under Amorim. Anthony has his qualities, and just look at what he's doing for Betis. So I don't agree. Anthony's the worst buy ever. That title goes to Rasmus Højlund. Yeah, as Sham has said, Højlund is worse by far as well. I can't understand. I've never seen a player being bought for that amount of money and offer such little. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'd say. But guys, listen up. Big up yourselves each and every time. We got 12 likes. If you're new in here, guys, just smash that like button. It's not too much to ask. Again, just smashing that like button helps the channel to grow. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel as well, make sure you do. And guys, as I said, make sure you join me at 7:45. Live watch along, massive game, Europa League final, Man United and Tottenham. We will be there, guys, and we'll see what happens. But big up each and every one of you for contributing to the chat, to the channel. And hopefully, guys, I'll catch you guys a bit later. Take it easy.